This is the Coweta County DA submitted indictments from the grand jury in 2021. There was a total of 93 indictments, 60 are of which African Americans and 33 being Caucasians. Coweta County Caucasian population was 76.8%, and African American population at 18.4%. 64% of all indictments this year was from the African American population. There were numerous possible crimes reported to the DA's office about politicians and law enforcement administrators, but not a single one was investigated. Below were some examples of the different standards used by the Coweta County DA's office. Sources being Noonan Newspaper and the U.S. Census 2021. In 2020, officer from the Noonan Police Department was fired, but not prosecuted for assaulting a black male adult and refusing to cooperate with the investigation. In 2021, Grantville councilmember and politician voted on issues he has direct monetary interest in, investigated, requested, and denied. Also in 2021, Grantville Police Chief reported to the DA's office for stalking a private citizen in retaliation for redressing the local government. Investigation requested and denied. Also in 2021, Grantville politician providing false information on election personnel financial statements. Investigation requested and denied. The mission of the Coweta Judicial Circuit's District Attorney's Office is to pursue justice on behalf of the community and victims of crime, to uphold the law, and to maintain the trust of the people we serve. This office will accomplish this mission by being motivated to do what is right in each case, by being fair, respectful, and honest to all people with whom we interact, and by executing our duties with humility. Ex-Georgia State Trooper A.J. Scott was driving his assigned patrol vehicle in excess of 90 miles per hour in a 55 and struck an oncoming vehicle, an accident that claimed the lives of 2 teenage girls. Scott was not en route to an emergency or running lights or siren. In a motion, the defense told the judge prosecutors never notified them that 2 state troopers who investigated the crash had a theory that one of the deceased may have leaned into the front seat before the crash. Prosecutors argued that the troopers did not know exactly what happened. On May 24, 2019, Judge Simpson declares a mistrial in the trial of the trooper after Scott's attorney filed 2 motions for mistrial during the last months. Scott would go on to be the mayor in the city of Buchanan, Georgia. Scott ran for mayor 3 months after his mistrial. Is this the beginning of many more public officials Herb Cranford would fail to investigate and or prosecute correctly? Why would an experienced attorney, let alone a DA, forget to share evidence with the defense? The city of Grantville, located in Coweta County, appears to be morally and ethically challenged. On September 25, 2017, according to the Grantville City Council minutes, it states the approval and appointment of 3 volunteers. One being T.J. Boyd of Change Church as a chaplain for the Grantville Police Department, to serve as a volunteer basis without compensation. The vote carried and approval by the Grantville City Council. However, City Manager Al Greasaper authorized employee Christmas bonuses to all 3 voted volunteers, only without compensation. City manager violated the city council vote and distributed the funds.
T.J. Boyd, who's also the police impersonator, he got the money each year. The other 2 gentlemen, I've asked for records to see if they got the bonus. There's 2 other chaplains, and those have not been responded to. And all these things I send you, everybody should be concerned with. I know you guys table them, but eventually you've been advised of what's going on, and eventually you'll be responsible for it.
he get a bonus?
Christmas bonus,
He did?
yes.
Why?
All employees do.
He's not an employee.
Oh, boy. Oh, wow.
He's a police
My apology. I
chaplain.
thought you were talking about city manager's Christmas
No,
bonus.
no, I said that he
I'm sorry.
did. So, he wasn't an employee, so how come he got it and who authorized it? Did you
I did.
authorize it?
Yes, sir. All 3 years.
You saying he's an employee?
No, sir,
Again, why did he get it?
because I authorized it.
Did you authorize it for all vendors?
No,
Or did you authorize it for both chaplains?
yes,
That both chaplains got a check?
yes. Brandon Fletcher and TJ Boyd.
Grantville City Manager appears to have violated the law, city ordinance, and possibly city charter. Greasaver willfully violated Section 2-173. No city official or employee shall grant or make available pay to any person any consideration, treatment, advantage, or favor beyond that, which is the general practice to grant, make available to the public at large. So, when Greasaver made the decision to willfully ignore the city council's wishes and pay Boyd and other Christmas bonuses, he did not make available to the other city volunteers, such as citizen community members, the same benefit as the other three. Greasaver's actions of ignoring the legal vote of elected city council degrades the democratic process of a local government. Did Grantville City Manager alter official records and change the status of volunteer to employee without there being no job assignments or employee applications? There is no documents authorizing the city manager to override the city council's vote. Is there enough reasonable suspicion a crime has occurred for the district attorney to request an investigation? In July 2021, a citizen turned in a USB thumb drive to Grantville Police Department with evidence pertaining to possible corruption with Grantville city officials. As we see a receipt for property of the said item, do you think this item was entered into the evidence control log and stored properly? As we look at the evidence log, there was nothing entered for the month of July 2021, nor anything in reference to case number 21070005. On January 5th, 2022, an open records request was returned with no response to any request into the case number assigned to the property submitted. Also, no responsive public records were maintained by the city. This open records request was submitted before January 5th, 2022, as this is the response. In an email from District Attorney Herb Cranford, it appeared he has given legal advice to the Grantville City Attorney. Why would a district attorney be doing legal research and providing legal definitions to a city's defense attorney? Since the information was about Grantville, did the Grantville police discard or destroy the evidence submitted by a citizen? Would this be in violation of 161094, tampering with evidence? Is there enough reasonable suspicion to justify an investigation into the Grantville Police Department for this action here? It appears the city of Grantville did not like a member of the public exercising their First Amendment rights. Then an email from the city manager, before you consult with district attorney seeking an indictment of a Mr. Robert Royce. Anonymous source tipped Robert that the chief and city council member having meetings at his business. They are also watching you. Here are some of the many times the city of Grantville has retaliated. On or around December 2021, Herb Cranford appeared to label Mr. Royce as having a mental handicap and may have input him into a database. Did Herbie complete his degree in law and psychology? Can Herbie provide an accurate diagnosis of someone's mental health? Is this retaliation for trying to expose the corruption that has been plaguing the Coweta judicial system? In an email, Herb wrote, "Your mental health status was my email to ADA SWOPE, which you have already obtained via a previous open record request. I did not know a district attorney could diagnose one's mental health status. That is a new one on me." In April 2022, TJ Boyd, the Grantville police chaplain, carried a gun, wore a police uniform, and drove a patrol car. But he's not a cop. Item 11 and 12 from the application for special events permit requires off-duty law enforcement personnel to be used. Personnel must be post-certified and have jurisdictional authority. A chaplain with no post credentials and has never been employed in law enforcement does not fit this requirement. An image surfaced on social media in August of 2019, around 3 years before Boyd would be driving a Grantville police cruiser. This image is around 2 years after the Grantville City Council voted Boyd in as a volunteer to be the Grantville Police Department chaplain. Whereas Boyd should not be charged for any of this, as Boyd tried to use his own personal vehicle first.
So it's my understanding that Chief told you, hey, take that car and go there.
Right, I offered to use my truck, but a personal truck may not be able to block traffic because
Right.
it doesn't get the respect of the people. And if you see a police car stop in the road, more people tell them to stop. And so all I did was pull up and back up, pull up and back up all day for 11 hours.
Okay.
Did Chief Whitlock create this crime and put Boyd in a potential legal nightmare? Did Whitlock violate the people's trust by doing this? What if something catastrophic happened and placed Grantville in a serious civil suit? Who has to pay for that? The taxpayers do. Doug Fleming with Georgia Post believed there is enough information obtained to ask the GBI to investigate regarding this matter. What is going on in Grantville, Georgia, and why hasn't anyone at the U.S. Attorney General's office, maybe FBI, or Georgia senators looked into any of this stuff going on in the Coweta Judicial District? Here's what previous City Council member Jim Sales has to say about the First Amendment.
What did you talk about somebody exercising their First Amendment rights?
That's the privilege.
No, sir, it's a right.
In 2022, Grantville City Council voted to indict Mr. Royce for filing multiple records requests and exposing the corruption going on in Grantville, Georgia. However, the DA declined to prosecute, and now a federal lawsuit has been filed against the city of Grantville. Case is still pending at this time. On or around April 2022, Georgia Transparency visited the old Coweta Courthouse. The history that goes with this building goes way back to 1904. This historic building is centered in downtown Noonan. The architect was James Galluck, the son of a German immigrant who settled in Georgia. The courtroom is used by the probate court during the week. However, Georgia Transparency was met with some professional law enforcement and some horrible public employees, and also Deputy Betty Wheat of the Coweta County Sheriff's Office. Betty Wheat stated that she enforces rules, Granted, Georgia Transparency was in a public space and exercising his First Amendment rights. The staff and Deputy Wheat thought differently and would rather enforce a rule rather than not the First Amendment. Good morning, ma'am. How are you doing today?
Just super. Watch me walk and see No, I'm good. How can I help you?
Yeah. Just seeing what y'all do in this office.
This
Sorry,
is
sir,
great.
video, we can't allow that until we have, for
Is-
privacy reasons.
Is this a public area?
It is, but they're a private.
Oh, but the deputy just told me this office is public.
It is a public office, but you can't videotape because there are people in here doing private things, so we can't.
Oh, that's your responsibility, ma'am, to make sure it stays private, not mine.
Well, you're videotaping, you need to stop.
What's your name, ma'am?
My name is Sharon.
Sharon, what's your position here?
I'm a deputy clerk.
Okay.
Would you like to speak to my chief clerk?
I think I just spoke with her.
Shorter.
Sir, you have to put that phone up because I got a thing up here saying no phones.
Is that against the law?
It's against the rules.
Oh, y'all enforce rules and not law.
We do both.
You enforce rules.
We do as long as it's their rules and that you're in their business.
Let me get my chief clerk, sir.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Let me get my chief clerk.
So as long as they got a sign up, sir, you need to go ahead and step out.
Oh,
Sir?
I want to disagree with you, Deputy
Okay.
Weeks. So
That's fine.
okay, I'll go out. A complaint was filed with the Coweta County Sheriff's Office and a warrant application filed with the Magistrate Court of Coweta County. Warrant application was bound over to Superior Court, being Betty Wheat was in the performance of her official duties. The deposition was dismissed and GT never got a chance to go to court and provide the evidence to have the warrant issued. Coweta Superior Court appeared to have lost or could not find the information in the system.
Okay. Why? It would have been at the discretion of an attorney in the DA's office.
Sir, you
Yes.
said her name was Betty Wheat.
Yes, ma'am.
We can't find anything. Did she get arrested recently, or?
No, ma'am. It was a warrant application I took out on a Coweta County deputy. The filing date was May 11th, and it looks like a close date of June 2nd. The final order was that it was dismissed. I'm trying to figure out why that got dismissed.
Okay, hold on.
Okay.
Okay, so we don't have the case, Mr. Pickren.
Y'all don't have it at all?
No, we don't have it.
I was told by Superior Court that it was dismissed by the DA.
Well, I don't have it in our records. I apologize, but we don't have it. Sorry about that.
Would it be?
Thank you.
Would it be? You have got to be freaking kidding me! In September 2022, GT visited the Coweta County Schools Central Office. GT was in pursuit to ask some questions about slush funds and where funds are going. Georgia Transparency was almost instantly met with hostility. Assistant Superintendent Vince Bass, a Coweta County educator, stated no to the First Amendment. Why would an upper-level educator not be aware of what the First Amendment grants to the people? Vince Bass grabbed Georgia Transparency by the arm and camera and began to push back. Georgia Transparency called police to report a possible crime. Newnan Police Department appeared to not want to be there and took no action after showing the footage. In a recent story, a lady showed Newnan PD footage of an alleged crime and NPD arrested the person. A warrant application was submitted to the Magistrate Court of Coweta County, whereas this was also bound over to Superior Court. However, on this one, I could not find any court records of the filing. Is this another one that old Herbie is attempting to cover up? This is open to the public.
We're not going to walk around and film office space for safety reasons. That's it.
But
We're
sir,
not going to do it. I'm not going to let you walk into school and film it either.
I'm not going to a school, sir.
You're in a public school building.
This is the administration building.
Owned by
this-
the school system.
Owned by the people, by the public.
By the school system.
We pay your
You want to
salary.
film this, you can film this. Otherwise, listen to me. I'm going to call somebody to escort you off campus.
I will not be escorted off this
you can
campus.
take down I'll walk you through the building, but we're not going to film it. And I will.
Do you know what the First Amendment is?
Explain it to me.
You explain it to me. I know.
No, you.
And what are you documenting it for?
I
It's
just asked
private
you
right
won't
now,
tell me.
ma'am. It's private at this moment. I haven't released it yet.
Well,
Could it be a security breach?
No, man. What are you
If somebody
talking about?
watched it, could it be a security breach?
It's a public area.
Okay.
Are you stupid?
Yeah,
Like-
that's what you want to call me.
I'm not calling you. I'm asking you a
That's what you just
question.
asked. That's what you just
I said,
called.
are you? I didn't call you stupid. I said, are you
Mr. Bass
stupid?
offered to walk you through without the filming.
Oh no, he can walk me through, but I'm going to continue filming
Okay. So that's
the public areas. Stop. No, sir. No, sir. Do not touch me. Do not touch my equipment.
Don't put your camera in my face.
You walked up to me, sir. You walked up to me. How you doing? I've been assaulted in here, I believe, by the assistant superintendent, Vince Bass, and I'm willing to show this. I have it all on camera, and I'm willing to show this to you. I would like to press charges against him.
Okay, look.
Bass, let's stop.
Let's press charges.
How were you assaulted?
I was taking pictures and filming in a public area. I'm a journalist, and he came up to me and he got like really. I'm not gonna get close to you, but he got really close to me, grabbed my camera, grabbed my hand, twisted my hand, and I had to grab his hand and fight my camera back away from him, all in a publicly accessible area.
You have the video?
I have the video of it, sir.
Let me see the video.
Okay, hey guys, we're live right now. I've got to cut the live stream right now. Is your body cam rolling, sir? So, Noonan PD would not do anything after I showed footage of a public employee potentially breaking the law. However, we'll arrest another citizen for defending himself after being shown footage. Footage that was not accurate, by the way, and footage that failed every level of the Coweta justice system. Herb Cranford, why will you not at least investigate public employees in this district? In mid to late 2022, Georgia Transparency visited the Troup County Government Center. The police appeared to have been alerted twice about Georgia Transparency in the building, filming and taking pictures. Possibly Ashland with the solicitor's office was rude on the phone prior to going into the building. The public defender's office looked to prevent a member of the press from entering a public lobby to an office. She did this by immediately putting up a sign on the door. Is this considered prior restraint? Georgia Transparency then visited the district attorney's office and was immediately met with hostility. ADA Monique Kirby openly admitted to wanting to violate my rights by removing me from a public area without any commission of a crime being committed. Is it because I was gathering content as a member of the press? Welcome. How you doing?
Are you here to apply for a public defender?
Oh, I'm here to...
Are you here to apply for a public defender?
Oh, is this a public office?
No. Are you here to apply for a public defender?
No, I'm here to take
Okay.
pictures. And...
If you don't mind, I'm trying to put something on the door as you're walking in. Sorry. There's confidential information.
Yeah, because
so
I'm
you
in the
can't
building.
film that.
I'm in the building. I know they called and said I was in the building.
I don't know anything about that.
Of
but-
course you don't, ma'am.
Excuse me. Okay.
Cool. I'm just going to take some pictures and film and stuff and be out of here.
What for?
Oh, for me.
For you for what?
Just for me.
You're not allowed to take pictures. I'm sorry.
Oh, what's your name, ma'am?
Marcia.
Marcia?
I mean, why are you taking the pictures?
It's just for me.
Well, you keep saying that, but...
I'm an investigative journalist.
Yeah, you're not allowed to take any pictures. I'm sorry.
Not in a public area?
This is... not... Hold on.
Am I in a restricted area? So the district attorney, John H. Cranford Jr., does not like to educate his office. Public information, sir.
You actually don't have the right to just have any employee tell you their name. So my name is David McLaughlin. I'm an assistant DA here.
I'm very happy for you, sir.
You're making her feel uncomfortable. So that's why she's not giving.
Okay. All right. Let's clear this up then, sir.
Okay.
Okay. Am I in a public area?
You're in a public area, yes.
Her feelings can't trump my rights in a public area.
What do you mean by that?
Because she feels uncomfortable, that doesn't trump the rights.
To what end? Are you saying that you get
because
to sit here all day and do nothing?
I can sit here all day and film if I want to.
And you can make people feel uncomfortable all day.
If she feels uncomfortable, that doesn't trump the rights.
Okay.
Being uncomfortable is not a law.
All right.
If she feels uncomfortable, she ought to get employment in the private sector, sir. I've come in here, I've been polite, I've been respectful, and I've been extremely professional. Okay?
No, you've not been.
Yes, I have, sir.
No, sir. Professional people don't come into a courthouse, sit there with a camera filming like you're filming.
Is it against the law?
No, but that's not professional, and it doesn't make people feel comfortable. And when they don't feel comfortable, you're going to find in life, sir, people are not going to want to answer your questions. They're not going to want to talk to you.
That's fine. I'm going to film in public areas, and there's nothing you're going to do about it.
Is that a threat?
No, sir. I'm saying you're telling me that
you're blocking our doorway.
You're telling me
go sit in that chair.
You're telling me, well, nobody's tried to come in. If somebody tried to come in, then I would have moved. But no, sir, not making any threats. I'm going to continue to film in a public area. If you don't like that, y'all close the office. That's all. And I'm in a public area.
Yeah.
Ma'am, I'm talking, please.
No, this is the DA's office. What can I do?
Let me tell you something, ma'am. This is a public area.
This is a public area, but it doesn't give you the right to be obstructive here.
I'm not being obstructive,
Then what
ma'am.
do you need here?
I need her name and position.
Her name is Marcia Heimel, email, and she's my receptionist. What else
That's
do you
her
need?
position here.
Yes.
Okay.
So what
do
else
I have
do you
to
need?
leave?
Yes.
So you're going to violate my rights and kick me out of a public space without committing any crime?
Yes.
So you're going to violate my rights and kick me out of a public space without committing any crime?
Yes.
So you're going to violate my rights and kick me out of a public space without committing any crime?
Yes.
Whoa. Are you going to enforce this, sir?
You don't
Please,
have...
and let's go to jail. Let's go to jail.
This
Come on, let's go to jail.
He's
Oh,
making
he don't
people
stop.
uncomfortable.
Okay, he can film in here.
Exactly.
Film.
He can stay in here all day and film.
Exactly.
Well,
He can stay in
And
here
there's
all day.
nothing you're going to do about it.
I don't...
She is trying to trespass me without committing any crime. Call him. A formal complaint was filed to Herb Cranford. Herb's response was, "I will not be disciplining anyone for it." Is this how the troop office operates? If they don't like or have a certain feeling, then they will attempt to violate your rights. How many other people have they treated this way? It appears that not only will Herb not investigate public officials, but it looks that he will not discipline the employees either. TT went to submit an open records request. However, Allie, another employee at this office, made it very hard to do this. After this, it appears Georgia Transparency can only have any communication with Herb Cranford. Why would a DA single out a member of the public like this? What is Herb Cranford streamlining that he may want to keep secret? Again, no disciplinary measures were taken by Herb Cranford. Herb Cranford, you are on notice that some of the offices may intentionally want to violate the rights of someone. If someone files civil litigation against the Coweta County Judicial District for this reason, the damages could possibly be more severe, as you know about these serious issues at hand, and it looks that you're choosing to either ignore them or not do anything about it. On March 16, 2023, a privacy complaint was filed against content gathered from the Coweta DA's troop office. The timestamp matches Allie. Why would a member of the DA's office file a privacy complaint over 4 months after Georgia Transparency released this story? Again, is this more retaliation by the Coweta's DA's office for someone exercising their First Amendment rights? While, as it is perfectly legal to file privacy complaints according to the YouTube guidelines. However, was anything private shown, displayed, or said? I do not think so. U.S. Supreme Court and Georgia Supreme Court case law supports the filming and photography of our public officials in the course of their duties. The U.S. Constitution and Georgia Constitution also guarantees freedom of the press. On the same day, I emailed Herb Cranford and advised him that a member of the troop office is violating the rights of Georgia Transparency once again. In this instance, I received no response from District Attorney Herb Cranford as of this time. On March 23, 2023, the video was removed from the Georgia Transparency YouTube channel. Why is Herb still allowing the troop office to violate the people's rights? Georgia Transparency requested open records into the Coweta Judicial credit card spending. We found that Herb Cranford got a parking ticket in a government vehicle. Herb decided it was okay to charge a parking ticket to the office credit card. Not only does the people have to deal with a horrible DA, but now the people must pay his parking tickets? What happened to the mission statement, Herb? Does this adhere to the mission statement of the Coweta County Judicial District. Georgia Transparency visited the Troup County School Board Administration building. Employee Maya Dowell attempted to violate the rights of a member of the press. Maya also created a public record with her cellular telephone. Georgia Transparency advised her that that information would be requested through open record. The information was requested, but no open record was returned. When speaking with Maya at the school board and trying to figure out what was going on with the record, Maya admitted to deleting the record. Is this a federal crime she just admitted to? A police report was filed with the LaGrange Police Department. It was assigned an investigator. The conclusion of the investigation was it was turned over to the DA. However, the DA declined to prosecute. Was there enough reasonable suspicion of a crime had occurred? Maya admitted to destroying said record on a recorded phone call. Is this yet another public official that Herb is ignoring? At a city council meeting, Georgia Transparency attempted to get a statement from Maya about her nomination for an open city council position. However, Maya called the police and told 911 that Georgia Transparency was crazy. Should a member running for public office be calling the police on a member of the press? In my opinion, this person is not fit for office. Wait for the police, and the police will educate you and everything that, you know, we're in a public space and there is no protocol to film in public or take
That's
pictures in
fine.
public. So
That's
okay.
fine, but I've asked, when you came in, I asked if you...
Cool beans.
It was nice to meet you.
You too, ma'am. You too. Thank you. Officer Everhart. Thank you. I hate bad cops. I hate corrupt cops.
My wife watches it all the time.
Watches me?
I like it when she does.
We're on our cell phone while we're on the clock working.
No, I'm going live so we can video as well. We two video people together.
Oh, don't delete that footage, ma'am, because I'm going to FOIA request it.
Okay.
That's now a part of public record. Okay? Again, ma'am, I'm giving you formal warning. Do not delete that footage. Do not delete that footage off your phone because it is now a part of public record, and I will be FOIA requesting that footage from your phone.
Okay.
Because you've just...
Unfortunately, I wouldn't be able to further assist you in regards to your request. I just answer the phones and schedule appointments in regards to matters of registration. I can definitely try to get you on the line with Mr. Metter's assistant, so she may be able to further assist you in regards to your request.
Okay.
Do you recall who you spoke with in regards to your request?
Can you
Well, I
provide
don't
me with
have
a copy of that?
information. I don't have that anymore. That's been deleted.
I did say, well, you know, understandably, maybe you don't want to be recorded, but that's kind of what's going to happen when you're stepping into this type of position. You know, like you just mentioned, she's trying to go for city councilwoman, so you are going to be the public eye, and you know, people absolutely have the right to, you know, talk to you and ask you questions.
An outcome for the TCSS employee that deleted a public record. The investigation's completed. I spoke with the investigator today, and let me play that phone call for you.
Mr. Pickering.
Yes, sir.
Okay, sorry about that.
Oh, you're good, sir.
My intent was actually to call you as soon as I got finished.
I can let you go then if you got to take care of that. It's perfectly
you're
fine.
good. You're good. I was just finishing typing some things up. So I am done with my part of the investigation. And talking with the DA's office, this is not a criminal case.
Okay.
So our end, as far as the criminal case, is going to be closed.
According to the district attorney's office, destroying a public record is not a crime. Is this yet again another attempt of Coweta Judicial District in covering up for public officials? Is this living by the mission statement, Herb? There has been a big string of emails about Georgia's transparency to other public officials in the Coweta Judicial District. I will only be including some of the most important ones. In November 2022, GT, along with the J-Town Press, was arrested in Savannah, Georgia. Information made it back to the Coweta Judicial District rather fast. The arrest spread like wildfire within the public officials in Coweta, Troup, and Meriwether counties. Email was sent to Lynn Wood, the Coweta County Sheriff. Lynn Wood's response was, "I saw that. I am glad to see." Troup County Manager Eric Mosley emailed Herb Cranford to use his authority to try and get me held in jail longer. Eric Mosley wrote, "I wish you could call down there and have him held a few extra days." This email takes the cake. Sheriff Chuck Smith of Meriwether County emailed, "Well, there you go. I figured he would have eventually been arrested for possessing kiddie porn. Maybe talk with your colleagues in the prosecuting arena and enlighten them." Why would an elective sheriff be so comfortable sending this type of email? I answer, because this sheriff could possibly know how corrupt Herb Cranford is. An email sent from Herb Cranford to other staff members at the district office. His understanding is that Russell Pickron was fired from the Coweta County Sheriff's Office. Also, that I have a bias against law enforcement and prosecutors. There is no burden of evidence to support this theory of Herb's. I challenge Herb to support this theory and provide the proof on this. Is this considered defamation because Herb does not possess any evidence to support his theory? Does Herb label people with mental handicaps or bias because they ask questions and want to hold public officials accountable for their actions? He has instructed all employees to be cautious of any person who makes a point to obscure their name or call anonymously.
And it's coming from the police, and they're protected by the judicial system. So it's a system, it's systemic racism. That's what's going on. And it needs to be exposed. It's been going on for a long time, and it continues to go on in all areas in this town.
Do you fear the Newnan Police Department won't uphold your rights and violate your rights if they think they can get away with it?
I do.
And are you afraid of the Newnan police officers?
I am.
And to the district attorney, Herb Cranford, what would you say to him right now if he was here, or if you could get a message to him for him to hear your message about what these officers did to Mr. Shamar out here? What would you tell Mr. Cranford?
Mr. Cranford, this is from Anita Washington. You have the power in your hands as a DA to see beyond the doubt what your officers and their team members are doing. You have the power to correct them or to eliminate them. It's not only the people that's involved. These are your people also.
Georgia Transparency obtained the initial incident investigation report from Newnan PD. Looks like there is some stuff in here that just does not make any sense. It says that the officers had a long struggle with the subject, but however, the subject was sitting in a chair. After he stood up, they handcuffed him, then they tased him. Nowhere in the report here is it listed that Mr. Shamar was tased, that they used non-lethal force, which is using the taser, nor did they put anything in here about what happened after the fact that they tased this person. This report is all jacked up. Newnan PD, you should be ashamed of yourselves for what y'all did. This is horrible. This is very horrible. And I'm wondering if Herb Cranford, the district attorney, is going to do something about this, or is he going to let these public employees get through without having any consequences for their actions? A new bill could be taken off Senate vote at 32-24 to pass Senate Bill 92. This is to discipline prosecutors engaging in misconduct. Opponents say the Georgia State Bar can discipline prosecutors for misconduct, and Attorney General Chris Carr could indict them for crimes. Does this appear to look like a big protection ring for public employees in this district? I have filed complaints with the respective agencies, and it looks to still be going unnoticed. I consistently keep getting hung up on. I am continuously told no reasonable suspicion of crime has occurred. However, there is evidence to include recorded statements of a crime potentially occurring. Why are the public officials here allowed to violate the people's rights without consequences? Is this the way any of the other citizens are being treated in this generalized area? Do you feel you're getting the proper treatment, professionalism, and above all, a fair trial from the Coweta Judicial District? This district is over 10,000 cases backlogged. Herb has the nerve to open a 70-year-old case to re-examine it. Why are pretrial offenders sitting in county jails over a year awaiting court dates? Why is the public official sector appearing to be exempt from investigations and/or prosecutions? Why does it appear Herb Cranford operates on his own personal agenda and places feelings and emotions instead of factual data in front of him? Why is a DA allowed to use public funds to pay for parking citations? Why is a probate court judge in Meriwether County claiming exemption from the Georgia Open Records Act? Why is a Meriwether probate judge using 2 private email addresses, one being a Gmail and the other being a Yahoo? Where's the records or records retention in this? The Coweta Judicial District needs the help of potentially the U.S. Attorney General, the U.S. State Department, the U.S. Senate, and or the FBI. GT will be addressing all of these and reporting them. If anyone plans to report this to the above mentioned agencies, please do so in a very professional and respectful manner. Always exercise your rights peacefully. GT prays someone above the power of the Coweta Judicial District watches this and investigates. GT signing off.